Previously on the Rod Pedersen Show.
Placeline, San Jose. Point 4, the Quick Six show topics. The San Jose Sharks' 3-month search for a general manager ended with a barrier-breaking hire as the team made longtime NHL forward Mike Grier the first black GM in NHL history. Grier fills the spot that opened when Doug Wilson stepped away for health reasons on April 7th. Team president Jonathan Betcher said Grier emerged from a pool of dozens of candidates because of his experience as a player, scout, coach, and executive over the last few decades and his commitment to building a winning culture in San Jose. But he acknowledged the history-making nature of the hire as well. Mike Grier spent 3 of his 14 seasons in the NHL with the Sharks from 06 to 09. He retired in 2011. He played 1,060 games. He spent time as a scout in Chicago, assistant coach in New Jersey, most recently the hockey operations advisor for the New York Rangers, where he was given many of the responsibilities of an assistant general manager. So, Darren, it sounds very clearly like he's ready. This sounds very much like he was team president Jonathan Betcher's hire. I don't know Mike Grier, but at 1,060 games in the NHL, clearly a lot of guys do, and they speak very highly of him. And I put it on our show Instagram story this morning that I was going to talk about this and say this is not just a diversity hire. Yeah, they're making good. Jonathan Betcher's ass is on the line if this doesn't work out.
Of course.
So that's my point, is this isn't... He wants to win, and I think he obviously believes that Grier's the best guy for the job.
Get ready for the Rod Pedersen Show.
Montreal have the #1 overall pick and hosting the draft this year. What's that town going through this week?
Well, you know what, Rod? I get the sense that it's going to be a real party here this week, considering that this has been 2 years in the making to witness what happens on Thursday night when Kent Hughes or whoever announces the first overall pick, first time since Doug Wickenheiser back in the early 80s.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
Hey, it sure is. Hello, Canada. Welcome to the RP Show. Where's my bell? We're on the air. It's your favorite daytime sports and entertainment talk show. We're coming to you live, as you see again, from a Rodeo Arena. Cody Snyder's bull busting here in Calgary. What's today? Day 3 coming up tonight of Canada's best bull riders and the Rankist Bulls. It's just been fantastic. There's a lot of things going on in sports today. We had a very fun night last night. I'm going to recap here as we bring in our lovely and talented co-host, Darren Moose DuPont.
Yeah,
a beautiful day. Great hair. The sun is out, Moose. It's another day in Western Canada where it's like a box of chocolates. You don't know what you're going to get.
No, you don't. You got to wait 15 minutes, and it just seems to change all the time. But it was completely cloudy about 15 minutes ago, and now it's sunny and beautiful. And we knew it was going to be warm, but another great day.
We're going to get into the Quick Six show topics right away. I'm going to tell you a little bit of who the guests are going to be today. Clint Bubba O'Neill is going to join us from CHCH TV Hamilton and the host of the Ticats podcast. Talk about their 0-4 start. Steven Stamp will be with us, our lacrosse insider, into hour 2, and I'm going to tell you about that rodeo clown. And most people wouldn't want to be called a clown. I don't think it's a compliment. Brinson James of Gainesville, Florida, doesn't matter. He's the greatest entertainer, rodeo clown I've ever seen. Well, apologies to the clowns that I know. He's going to be with us in hour 2 as he's just been wowing the crowds here at Bull Bustin'. And one other thing, it's called The Rod Pedersen Show, so we're going to tell Rod Pedersen stories. And we were building up quite a bit last night's Ferrari 296 GTS unveiling of this brand new car. As you know, I'm not the biggest car guy, Moose. Never really have been. I drive a 1975 Jeep, and I'm just fine with it. Yeah. Nothing too fancy. I'm not fancy. Well, we went out to this mansion last night in Springbank, a $7 million mansion, and the reason I know it's listed for sale, they're unveiling the latest line of this Ferrari car. And as it turned out, I said to Moose, we only had 2 tickets for myself and Lee, but you could have come. I could have snuck you in. It was one of those kinds of things,
Yeah.
While the people there were the elite, they were still not that fancy. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it was good. I met a lot of great people last night, and people are asking if I was going to drive one of the cars, I'm not really interested in driving one of the cars. There's a lot of power in those things.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I would just touch the gas and end up in the ditch, you know. So I want to thank Ferrari of Alberta for having us there. And I gotta be honest, because we're going to get this. It's our poll question feeds off of that, okay? And that is, what are you going to be following tonight in sports? The options for Capital Auto Mall Universal Collision Center are the NHL Draft, which I'm going to get into right away. Round 1 of the NHL Draft goes tonight from Centre Bell in Montreal. 2, the Canadian Football League, because it kicks off tonight, and Moose and I are going to be there in Edmonton. The Stampeders are in town. 3, Major League Baseball, because the Blue Jays open a series at Seattle, or other. Whatever it is, you tell us the other. And this is what concerns me about the Canadian Football League is I'm new to Calgary. I don't know if the Mucky Mucks would have ever have been talking about the CFL, but what they were talking about last night was Johnny Gaudreau. And the interesting thing is Calgary's learning about me, right? I morph the hockey community and the football community and the Mucky Muck community, but I can also walk into the Souls Harbor Mission and talk with a homeless guy with schizophrenia and have an on-the-level conversation. As you know, I can talk to anybody. They weren't talking about Bo Levi Mitchell and the Stampeders at Edmonton tonight. They're talking about Johnny Gaudreau. And I can report from the hockey community, it sounds like Moose, and you talk to different people than I do. Go Johnny Go's decision has been made up. He knows. He's not telling anybody.
It feels that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's the sense we get.
That's the sense we get. The only other outside part of that is that, maybe he wants to see what's out there in free agency and has this backup plan of coming back to Calgary. But I think I'm with you. And what you're hearing is, he's kind of made his mind up and knows what he wants to do. And we'll find out if he's going to get it.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to like what they hear. And by the way, Johnny Gaudreau will sign. They don't know specifically the team. They're saying maybe Philly, maybe New Jersey, but not here. Calgary fans will move on and forget about Johnny Gaudreau. And they'll look at his era here and go, did that really happen? Yeah. Oh, he didn't really want to be here. It looked like he didn't want to be here, and now we know that he doesn't want to be here. Unless he does re-sign, but it doesn't sound like that's going to happen. So that was the buzz last night. And for those that knew, I borrowed a blazer from Lee Genier, our COO. I wore Wrangler jeans, and I wore a very nice Under Armour golf shirt, sky blue, and the Italian dress shoes that look like cowboy boots, just so you know. And I felt bad, but as they said to me at the crew, this has been a Calgary look since forever. Jeans and a blazer.
Yeah.
So let's go. Giddy up. Yahoo. Kevin Costner's going to be in town tonight. Can you hit the Quick Six show horn, please, Director Jordan, please, and thank you.
How about that?
It's about the hype. It's about the sizzle. And for me, the NHL has that. That's, Quick Six. We're talking about the topics that are of importance to me for the first time since 2019. General managers from all 32 NHL teams will be in attendance, this time in Montreal for the first round of the 2022 NHL Draft. Due to the COVID, the 2020 and 21 drafts were held in a remote format with teams convening via video conferences. The Montreal Canadiens get the first pick today, followed by the New Jersey Devils, the Arizona Coyotes, and then the Seattle Kraken. All I really care about is number 1. I made the mistake of dabbling. I just Googled NHL mock draft.
Yeah.
Why did I do that? There's only one guy who I really care who's mock draft, and that's Craig Buttons, and he's got Shane Wright going number 1. But I'm getting excited about the draft just from the hype of what I'm seeing on TV, because I'm sitting here watching SportsCenter, I'm watching Sportsnet Connected, and all my pals are down there covering it. And I said in our Instagram story this morning, previewing the show, that I'm going to say some things today that probably won't be popular, but I don't care. It's my show. Shane Wright probably will go number 1 overall.
Yeah.
And that's what our poll said. And I'm watching him in the scrum with the media yesterday. He's the shortest guy in the scrum. And the reporters aren't 6'4". I know those guys too. He's not very big. Watched him in the World Juniors live, seen his OHL highlights. And listen, I'm not a scout. I'm not going to say who. I'm not drafting. Your number 1 overall pick should, and Connor Bedard's not going to wow anybody with his size either. But this guy isn't Connor Bedard. He's not really wowing anybody. And I look at the Slovak, Slavkovsky.
Yeah.
He looks like he's cut out of mountain. He looks like Ivan Dragic from Rocky 3.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he's a good player or not, but he looks great. He just, like, chiseled jaw, he's huge. Yeah. Barely speak English. They're like, what do you think of Montreal? He goes, lots traffic.
How about
Did you see that interview? Lots traffic. Can he play? Yeah. Can he play hockey? Yeah, so I don't know.
Well, it's interesting. Yeah, like Shane Wright, he had the exceptional status in the O, and so we've heard his name for a long time. That's why it's a sexy choice. Every team, every time you get first overall pick, you look at Montreal Canadiens, their fan base, you want a generational talent, right? So we hype up these players to make everybody going first overall feel like a generational talent. You know, when you think about the real generational talents, they don't come along that often. I mean, Connor McDavid, Sidney Crosby, right? You can look at Ovechkin and Nathan McKinnon at top of drafts, but it's really it. There have been some really great players that have come out, but, you know, Bedard's the next one. I don't know if Shane Wright is going to be a generational, light the world on fire talent. We've seen that with Alexis Lafreniere, right? He got, you know, kind of that label too, and we heard his name as a first overall pick for a long time. But Shane Wright's got that same kind of vibe, and I don't expect him to come in and be a McDavid.
Montreal is in win now mode, and for that reason, or not win now, but they're in rebuild mode. And I'd trade the pick if you don't. I'm sure they know who they're going to take number one, but nobody else knows. That's the big thing they've been playing up all week. Trade the pick. Get better now, because I don't believe Shane Wright's a generational player. That's the first thing that I don't think people are going to like, but I'm okay with it. Our NHL coverage, by the way, these glasses are extremely dark that I'm wearing. I can barely see through to my screen. Our NHL coverage is always for Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Tell them Rod sent you. They'll give you 10% off. To schedule maintenance or to learn more about our services, call 306-781-2090 or visit us at broncoplumbing.com. To point two, I've split it up into two. We are going to talk about the Canadian Football League. Leading the poll, people said they'll be following the CFL more tonight than anything else, and that is the Edmonton Elks home to the Calgary Stampeders. I read the game notes, which makes me an expert. All the numbers are pointing to Calgary winning this game. I think Bo Levi Mitchell, my buddy, is 14-4 all time against Edmonton. Edmonton's lost 9 in a row at home. What is it, 3.5 spread for Calgary at Bet Regal?
Yeah.
Everything's pointing to Calgary winning, which tells you they probably won't. But we're going to be there. Thank you, Elks. It's a 7 p.m. kickoff. The weather's supposed to be bad, I guess, so we're not going to have our tailgate this time. The Rod Pedersen Show will do a tailgate another time. And the other point is the Montreal Alouettes. Earthquake went off in the Canadian Football League yesterday, and that's where I'm going to ask your opinion and the viewers. The Montreal Alouettes fired their head coach and defensive coordinator. Kahari Jones, the head coach, the defensive coordinator, Barron Miles. Know them both very well. We had him in Saskatchewan. I worked with him. And Danny Machocha, the general manager, fired them and replaced him. He's going to be the head coach. And we'd been hearing rumblings forever out of Montreal that this was going to happen. There was heat on Kahari Jones. And I'll be honest, I'm not the smartest guy. I don't purport myself to be, but I've been around this league a very long time. And I thought, Kahari Jones, trying to find a photo of him for our website, rodpeterson.com, without a smile is very hard to find.
Very hard.
You know what I mean? He's always smiling. He's just that kind of guy. He's a player's coach. Here's my take on this firing. I don't like it. I've been around Danny Machocha a long time, and I like Danny Machocha. He has, what I tell you last night, he has for those that know, a Pat Fiacco type of Italian charm. He really does. He's the mayor, the most popular mayor in Regina history. Another Italian guy. Smiling, nice guy. But what does John Lynch say? Nice guys run the Kinsman Club. I'm not sure this was a good move for the Montreal Alouettes. And when you see players current and past go to social media to poo-poo a move like this, it tells you that this was probably not a good decision. The players know. If the players thought Kahari Jones should be fired, they wouldn't say anything because they know. People are going, this is going to cue the downfall of the Montreal Alouettes is what I'm trying to say. And if you go back, I know Danny Machocha won a Grey Cup in Edmonton, but overall, I don't think his one-loss record is above even 500. I'd have to go look it up. I just don't think this is a good move for the Montreal Alouettes.
You always say your record is what you are. But when you look behind the curtain, I mean, this team, was off to a pretty good start. I mean, you lose on the last second missed field goal. You know, there's a couple of games there that you probably should have won, but should have won doesn't mean anything, right? I mean, that's that. But, you know, it felt like in the last couple of seasons under Kahari that the Montreal Alouettes had gone from a team that didn't have an identity post Anthony Calvillo, and they were on the uprise. They were starting to find their way again. And it seemed like it was a team on the rise. But when you bring in new ownership, Danny Machocha's there. If it's not your guy, if they knew that Kahari wasn't their guy and they didn't like his style or he just wasn't the right guy they wanted in that role, then there's no amount of good things that Kahari can do to ever win their trust, right? So if he's not their guy, they got to find the guy that they want. And unfortunately, Kahari and Barron end up being out.
I don't think that they're a bad team. I just look at, they're 1-3. We all know the results and a fluke loss in their Week 2 game in Toronto, whatever. I know that Kahari Jones walked into Montreal when it was a disaster. Kavis Reed traded first round picks from now to Kingdom Come for Johnny Manziel. How about that? The Hamilton Tiger Cats were literally like, we'll drive Johnny Manziel to Montreal if you want him, Montreal. And the Alouettes gave him, three first-round picks, I think? Mm-hmm. And I just wonder how much due diligence was done by Kavis Reed on Johnny Manziel, who had to meet all those assurances that he was going to have to meet to play in the CFL, and he didn't comply with any of them.
Yeah.
Because the day he was acquired, Johnny Manziel of Montreal, a good friend of mine, and you know him, from Montreal, called me, and he's like, hey, Rod, is Johnny Manziel supposed to be drinking? I'm like, I don't think so. He goes, I'm looking at him right now on St. Catharines. He's drinking. That was the day of the trade. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. So there was a disaster left behind by Kavis Reed. That's what led to his firing. And Kahari comes in and turns it all around. As far as I'm concerned, they've been in the playoffs the last 2 years. So again, Danny Machocha is the boss. He's a Montreal guy. He is the, I don't know what the French term would be for talk of the town, toast of the town. The local favorite. So I guess for the Alouettes' sake and Danny Machocha's, I hope it works out. But I don't think Kahari Jones deserved to lose his job. But as you said, Kahari wasn't his guy.
Yeah.
Happens all the time. Our CFL coverage, of course, for Edo Japan. From hand-rolled sushi to bento box meals made with their famous teriyaki sauce, Edo Japan's menu has something for everyone. Point 3, the Toronto Blue Jays have pressed refresh ahead of their 4-game series against the surging Mariners in Seattle. The Blue Jays closed a forgettable series against the Oakland A's with a 2-1 win on Wednesday, in which they got timely hitting and solid pitching. Lefty Marco Gonzalez will pitch for the Mariners tonight. Well, the Blue Jays haven't said who will start in place of Kevin Gausman, who's trying to recover from an ankle injury. We got more, including Baker Mayfield, now a Carolina Panther. Moose said he could talk about it all day. You might have to. When we come back, we're live from Cody Snyder's Bull Bustin' Day 3. Live on Game Plus television. We're also live streaming on YouTube and 24-hour sports radio streaming now and all day at rodpeterson.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Peterson Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Peterson Show now.
Are you ready? It's finally time for your next adventure, and it starts at Capital Ford. Custom order the perfect new vehicle for you, or reserve one of the hundreds that's already built and on its way. Can't wait? Get into a pre-owned vehicle that's already on the lot and ready to rock. Plus, the American Export event is back and bigger than ever. We'll send your vehicle south, making you the most money for your trade. Guaranteed. Oh, and for a limited time, all name brand tires are employee priced. Only at Capital Ford Lincoln. Your adventure starts here. Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen
looking deep.
A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Lot of sun, smoky in the air, that's a lot of fun. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. DDG, always delivering the best fan experience. Find us at ddgregina.com.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. Casino fancy.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpetersonshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpetersonshop.com.
Oh, yeah, Yahoo! Gearing up for the Calgary Stampede, the first post-pandemic. There's a very good look. Aerial coverage, of course, brought to you as always by Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. And before I jump back into the Quick Six show topics, the Moose is with us here. If you can bring him on. We've got texts have come into the text line from Minnesota. The land of 1,000 lakes, Moose, from Jeff Pearson. Says, love your show location today. Did you know that we aired in Minnesota? I did not.
No, I do now, though. Is this the Ozarks?
That is in Kansas, is it not? I think.
Somebody do a fact check.
He's in Minnesota at the lake.
Amazing.
Thanks for watching, Jeff. Yes, we are live from a rodeo arena. Cody Snyder's bull busting. And probably on Friday I'll get Cody on the air. He has been a busy guy. Mm-hmm. And one thing, Cody Snyder is a brand. I think it's so cool. I was actually watching Ty Murray's bull busting last night from Texas. I'm like, Ty's got the same thing going that Cody Snyder's got going.
Yeah.
These guys are brands.
Big time.
Before we even knew what a brand was.
I know.
Speaking of, John Lynch was a brand before we knew what a brand was. John Frenzy. I talked to him this morning, the Hall of Fame Rough Rider broadcaster, and I thought I would pass along because everybody asks, how's Lynch doing and what's he thinking? The CFL game Friday night at Mosaic Stadium in Saskatchewan, John says is a trap game for Saskatchewan. He still thinks they'll win, Moose, but he thinks they better not overlook the winless Ottawa Red Black.
Okay.
Trap game.
I can see it. It's good to hear from John.
Yes.
So I'm glad you got the update.
He's doing great.
Good.
Brady is watching in the Bridge City. He says, Shane Wright Day. Hopefully the Habs find a way to move into the top 10 through a smart trade to acquire another top player. Will be in an exciting draft with hopefully some trades mixed in. And he says, I got the Stamps winning tonight. The poll question, of course, is what will you be following tonight? As I mentioned earlier, these glasses are so dang dark, Moose. I can't even see through them. Man. What are they saying on YouTube, Clark? What are they going to be following tonight? NHL Draft, CFL, Major League Baseball, or other? The majority saying the Canadian football.
Wow.
On Twitter, the majority saying the NHL Draft.
Yeah.
So it's welcome to Canada, CFL, NHL. And before I move back on, thanks for reminding me about Manjeet Minhas. I appreciate that.
You got it?
Last night at the Ferrari event. When I say the elite, they're the richest of the rich. It was made very clear to me. Do you know some people you look at and you can just tell they have millions, if not billions?
Yes.
You and I don't have that look.
No. we don't.
These folks did. You just look at them and they look rich.
Yeah.
So our American viewers won't have any idea what this is. They don't know who the Dragons are at all from Dragon's Den. But Manjeet Minhas was there from the Minhas family, the brewery, the liquor distillery, the 4th largest liquor distributor in Canada, 9th in North America. Manjeet, she is on Dragon's Den. She's it's Canada's version of the Shark Tank. In America, they call her a shark.
Yeah.
She's a dragon in Canada. Her brother, Ravinder, I've gotten to be pretty good friends with him. He's on the Calgary Stampede board of directors. So close are we that I call him Ravi.
You do?
So he introduced me to his sister, Manjeet, and I'm going to tell you something. I watched Dragon's Den. I'm not stupid. I was a little intimidated to meet her.
Yeah.
She's an ice queen on that show.
Oh, yeah.
She's a ball buster.
Oh, yeah.
Manjeet Minhas. It's all for TV, bruh. She's just down home as they get. That was the sense that I got. Again, go to my Instagram, Facebook. You'll see the photo of me and her.
Yeah.
She was showing off, a Calgary Stampeder ring. There was a whole bunch of their family, like a lot of them there. And one of the guys, I had a Rough Rider Grey Cap ring. Lee had a Stampeders Grey Cap ring. And this guy, one of the Minhas's said, "You got a BC Lions Grey Cap ring?" Do you know what I said?
What?
I don't think they make them.
Boom.
How about that?
I said it. And then you wonder why I don't get invited back to these things.
I know.
I did say that. I can't help myself. I'm probably going to take off my...
Why would he think you would have a BC ring?
He didn't have any idea who I was.
Okay.
That's why.
Yeah.
Manjeet, however, says she's seen this show.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yep, I heard her say that to Lee. So she's a dragon, and she's cool, and she's not that tall either. On television, they make him build him up to look...
Oh,
they
yeah.
shoot up at him and make him look really tall and big.
We saw that in Maverick, Top Gun. They make Tom Cruise look like he's 6'4".
He's 5'7".
He's like smaller than me.
Yeah, that's right. As we continue the Quick Six show topics here, Baker Mayfield's wild 4-year ride in Cleveland is over. This is topic 4. The number 1 overall pick in 2018, Mayfield was traded Wednesday by the Browns, who moved on from the divisive quarterback months ago and finally sent him to the Carolina Panthers for a future draft pick. Mayfield, who was pushed out of his starting job amid the Browns' pursuit of Deshaun Watson, is going to Carolina for a conditional draft pick in 2024 or 2025. The Browns are paying $10.5 million of Baker's $18.8 million deal this year. The Panthers will pay $4.8 million, and Mayfield will take a $3.5 million pay cut. Mayfield can earn back some of the money through incentives. Also, if he plays 70% of Carolina's snaps next season, the pick the Browns are receiving will be a 4th rounder in 2024. You can look at this in football terms, and you will. I'm looking at it in life terms in a lot of ways, because we do have a lot of NFL fan viewers and obviously the Americans. From a non-football thing, I just want to stand up and applaud Baker Mayfield, because we had mentioned, we came into this week saying USA Today's reporting that the Browns and Baker Mayfield are trying to reconcile. Nate Davis, the writer that I respect a lot, wrote that. We look back now and go, well, the Browns tried, and Baker said no. And you know what he did? He said, "You can't treat me that way." That's what he did. I'm not going back. Trade me. So the Browns are in a lot of trouble, whether you want to believe it or not, because I don't think Deshaun Watson's going to be quarterbacking this year. But what I'm saying is, I've been following the Browns closely because of the Chris Jones thing. He was there for 2 seasons. Baker Mayfield was his quarterback. They went to the playoffs and they upset Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh in that AFC divisional game. I don't understand why people are down on Baker Mayfield, the divisive quarterback. So what? He wears his heart on his sleeve. He would have laid down, walked through fire for the Cleveland Browns franchise, and they treated him like shit. And he said, you can't do that to me. I'm out. And I love it. Because he's not even the number one guy necessarily in Carolina. They still have Sam Darnold.
I know.
So, and of course, Cleveland plays Carolina in week 1.
Of course. How
about that? Are you going to tell me Baker Mayfield isn't going to outplay Sam Darnold in Carolina in training camp?
It's a good situation for sure, and it's an opportunity for Baker. I mean, it was pointed out to me too, you know, as I'm watching some of the coverage, Tom Brady might not be in Tampa after this year. All of a sudden, you know, you look at Baker and the Carolina Panthers in that division, he might be the best quarterback in the division, you know, going into the following year, next year. So he goes to a really great spot, and sometimes you don't realize it until you get out that the grass is actually greener. We always think the grass might be greener, but you get over there to Carolina and realizes this is going to be a great situation. Yeah, they're on a bit of a rebuild, but they've got some pieces. They got a great all-star Pro Bowl running back. They've got some pieces there. He's got a couple of weapons in his receiving core, and they're a group that's on the rise. So I think it's going to be a really good, positive situation for Baker.
So again, I go back, and that's the football terms, and this is a football trade, but it's also life. And listen, again, I'm going to get real about something for a second, and you know this story because I told you. I'm not going to drop too many names, but last night at this Ferrari event, I met the richest people of the city, and I kind of felt out of place. I'm going to be honest. Of course I felt out of place. And people say, no, you're not out of place. You're invited for a reason, blah, 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 blah. I met a lady that worked in pro sports, and she told me, she didn't anymore, but she did at one time, and she said how she came around later in the night and said, can I talk to you one-on-one? I said, yeah, sure. And we sat at the kitchen table, and she said of all the people here tonight, they would all wish that they could, not one of them could have a real conversation like we're having right now. Right? It's all about money. It's all about the mansion, the cars. She goes, but to have a real conversation like this right now means so much. And back to the thing in pro sports, she goes, I didn't realize that in pro sports you're expendable. I didn't realize that. She goes, it took me a long time to realize you're just expendable. And Baker Mayfield pushed back and said, I'm not expendable. That's what I respect about this whole situation. Yeah. Most players probably would have reconciled with their team in that situation, don't you think?
Well, sees an opportunity, would have been an opportunity to be the starting quarterback, to help him out, to, you know, pad his resume a little bit. But his integrity was worth more than that. Right? At least to him.
There you go. No.
And he waited a long time, Rod. He waited a long time.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't know a trade was coming. We talked about...
He wouldn't have played this year.
Talked about Seattle as a destination. Well, that didn't happen. That door closed. Talked about New Orleans. That door wasn't opening. He waited. They're not that far, a month out of training camp, and less than a month from training camp, and Carolina comes up with a trade, and now he's got a good situation.
Again, I'm reading USA Today, and they've got winners and losers of the Baker Mayfield trade. Two huge winners were Geno Smith and Drew Lock.
Yes.
Because he's not going to Seattle, right? So the viewers are writing in, Ted and Red Deer, great for Baker. From JT, good on Baker Mayfield for standing up for himself. Jeff in Winnipeg, good for Baker. Not a fan, but good for him for standing up. From Tag Abbott, Rod, you are personality rich. Ferrari, cash poor. Keep it up. No, I'll say this, then I'll move on. I said to Darren, what's up, Clark? Hello? Where's that sound coming from? Okay. So I said to Darren, this is how I know that I'm going to a new stage of my life. I was in New York at intervention training, Manhattan, Times Square, in a conference room. I was like this in my chair, and this lady came, learning to become a licensed interventionist, which I am. And the lady said, "Are you okay?" Her name was Zan. She's from Los Angeles, and I said, "I don't belong here." She said, "Why not?" And I said, "There are treatment center workers, clinicians, doctors, psychiatrists. I don't have any of that." And she said, "You were invited here for a reason. Get out of the way. Let it happen." And from that, it was just like somebody, it was like that warm water pail feeling. That warm feeling flushed over me. Yeah. That's what I got last night. I'm like, I don't belong here. And they're all like, yes, you do. We invited you here. And that was the Ferrari people. I don't get it either. Should I move on?
Let it happen.
Let it happen.
Yeah, let it happen.
Point 5, the upcoming NHL regular season will start in Europe with the first games in Canada not coming for another 5 days. The NHL announced its schedule Wednesday with the Nashville Predators and San Jose Sharks kicking off the season October 7th in Prague. They say the most beautiful city in the world.
I've heard.
That's what the hockey people tell me. The first North American games are scheduled for October 11th with the Tampa Bay Lightning visiting the New York Rangers and the Los Angeles Kings hosting the Vegas Golden Knights, Canada's team. A pair of Canadian showdowns are part of a 6-game schedule on October 12th with the Toronto Maple Leafs visiting the Montreal Canadiens and the Edmonton Oilers hosting the Vancouver Canucks. Those two matchups were also the first Canadian contest of the 2021 season. Sens begin their season on the road October 13th in Buffalo. The same day, the Calgary Flames open at home against the Stanley Cup champion Colorado Avalanche. The Winnipeg Jets open their season October 14th at home against the Rangers. All 7 Canadian teams will be in action January 21st for Hockey Day in Canada. We're going to Hamilton next. Moose, I'll see you in hour 2.
Sounds good.
What a wonderful day it is. The sun is out at Cody Snyder's Bull Bustin' here at the Grey Eagle Resort and Casino on the beautiful Tsuut'ina Nation. We'll be right back. You're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus Television Network. YouTube Live and 24-hour sports radio streaming now at rodpeterson.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Peterson Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Peterson Show now.
Is it time to take your event online? Bring it to IKS Live. We've got a fully customized virtual event platform with remote guest support for your next fundraiser, talk show, conference, performance, and more. IKS Live offers live streaming to Facebook Live and YouTube and pre-recorded capabilities, both in our studio with green screen available and on location with pre-production and post-production services. Visit us at ikslive.ca.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep. A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Easy snacking all around. Something everyone can love.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Calgary, Alberta, here they come. Welcome your Bull Riders!
business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
We're live from Calgary, 24 hours away from the vaunted Calgary Stampede Parade. Kevin Costner of Yellowstone fame is the parade marshal in 2022. It's going to be big fun. We're brought to you in part by Edo Japan. Man, oh man, Edo Japan. Their fast and friendly service, plus online ordering option. It's easy and convenient when you're on the go. Edo Japan online ordering options. Speaking of convenient and easy, let's go to Hamilton. Clint Bubba O'Neill joins us from CHCH TV and the Ticats podcast. How you doing, Bubba? Can he hear us? Why can I not hear Bubba? Can you guys hear? Hang on. They're telling us they're working on it, and to give them just 1 second. We got him now? We got him now?
We all hooked up now?
Yes, we got you, Bubba. I can hear you. Okay, I got you, Bubba. All right.
There we go.
We'll dispense with the hellos and the howdy-doos. Let's go right to the heart of the matter. The Hamilton Tiger Cats are winless. What is going on?
I wish that would be so easily to explain, my good friend. One word, really. It's turnovers, right? You can't turn the football over. I mean, what is the golden rule of football? If you lose the turnover battle, you lose 75% of the games. And in the Tiger Cats case this time, they've lost 100% of their games. They're just not playing well on offense either. Dane Evans expected to really produce a lot more. I know he's thrown for a lot of yardage, but he's just not getting into the end zone. So something's got to happen there. This bye week probably comes at a good time for the team to kind of go away, separate, reevaluate, look at the tape, all the things that we all say in the football world. But at the end of the day, you can't turn the ball over. You can't give up a 24-point lead at home to Calgary and then do the same to the Edmonton Elks, a team that hadn't even won a game. You're up 19-9 at halftime. These are look in the mirror situations, and I expect that they will bounce back when they host Ottawa, which will be a real fun one, Evans versus Masoli.
Absolutely, but I'm just wondering, Bubba, our viewers, I speak on behalf of them, wondering what is the buzz in Hamilton, because you're from there, you know what a great CFL town it is. Are they saying, we kept the wrong quarterback? I've seen that, right? We should have kept Jeremiah Masoli. Or I'm seeing Speedy B knew what he was doing when he was leaving. Like, are those things you're hearing as well, I would assume?
Well, it's not like the Argos are doing much better, right? In fact, that whole East Division is an absolute mess. Rod, why is it consistently the West is the best in the Canadian Football League? This has been going on for a number of years, and that crossover is probably going to end up being a West team anyway. But yeah, there is a buzz right now. It's disappointment, Rod. I mean, you lose back-to-back Grey Cup games. Yes, some teams poach some of the players. That's going to happen in free agency in every single sport. But the base of the team is still there. This is still a good football team with some big names. So they're all underperforming right now. But I will say this, Rod, I'd rather have them underperform in the first 4 games of the season and not the last 4.
Well, so I wonder, it's interesting you say that. That sounds like a script you're reading right off the Ticats podcast. But you're right. When you have the early losses, it puts you to go back to the drawing board, the thinking cap on, and figure this stuff out, as opposed to the teams that are out to the early wins. Maybe the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. That covers warts, right? Like, do you believe the Bombers are for real at 4-0, given the way that they won on Monday Night Football in Toronto?
It doesn't matter how they win these games. They're 4-0, and I know you know that. And this is about winning, right? And whether it's their strong defense that 1 week wins them a game, or Zach Collaros lights it up. I mean, I was actually reminded in that victory of how good Zach Collaros, that win-loss record, David Naylor talked about. He's going to get a .950 win percentage over 2 seasons with the Bombers. I mean, it's stupid. This is a guy that played for the Riders. This is a guy who didn't play much, obviously, because of Simone Lawrence and with the Riders, and obviously had a shot at the Argos, didn't even get to the field, and he was dismissed after an 0-8 start in 2017 with the Ticats. So he's reborn. They believe they're hot. They got the best team, maybe the best coach. You talked about some of the things that Hamilton are talking about, rather some of the fans. And of course, there's going to be the fanatical fans. Some are talking about Coach O. Maybe he needs to be changed. I don't think that. What did he was Coach of the Year 2 seasons ago. Did he forget how to coach? But then again, I'm asking that same question in Montreal. What happened yesterday? Crazy stuff in the CFL.
Actually, that was where I was going next. I think we'd heard the rumblings that Kahari Jones was in trouble in Montreal, but until it actually happens, you don't know whether to believe it or not, and I'm not really in favor of it because I'm a Kahari Jones fan personally and professionally, and I'm not sure that Danny Machocha could do any better of a job than Kahari, to be honest with you. What's your read on that, and what are they saying in the Hammer about the division rivals changing coaches?
Well, it is a bit of a surprise. And, Kahari spent a very short time as a player in Hamilton and really got to know him and what a quality individual he is. And he was a good quarterback in his day as well. You know what? He's done all the right things, been the an assistant coach, been an offensive coordinator, and he graduated rightfully so to get that position. I remember when they hired Hastings in Montreal, what a disaster that was. And he took over and steadied the ship and got the team to the playoffs in 2 seasons. So, again, in the early season of the CFL, no one's running away from each other, as they said in the East Division. Surprised they pulled the plug. But with that said, our good friend and former colleague Justin Dunk had said this a long time ago, that Danny Machocha was looking for any excuse to get his guy in there as the head coach and not the likes of Kahari Jones, who he inherited when he became the general manager. All I know is I hope, and this is something I know you've discussed about when it comes to hockey and several other sports. I hope that whoever they get to be the head coach, it sounds like Machocha will finish out the season, is a new guy, a new blood. Are we going to recycle another guy that we've seen at 3 other stops in the Canadian Football League? How about the guy in Laval, Constantine? How about bringing him up? Let's see some new blood coaching some of these teams in the CFL. One of the big complaints I'm hearing for people that criticize the CFL is it's the same guys over and over and over again. So let's see what happens here. And as I said, I think Kahari Jones gets a job somewhere real quick, maybe as an OC.
It's the same thing over and over again. I'd like to see more teams, more new coaches. Don't get me going there. That's we could go on for hours. We only got 90 seconds. How many OHL games this year did you watch in Hamilton? And I ask because I wonder, is Shane Wright, would you be taking him number 1? Is he that good? Is he a number 1 overall talent?
Yeah, well, obviously seeing pretty much almost every single Bulldogs game this year and still brooding about that a little bit and what happened in the Memorial Cup. I mean, how do we keep losing to the host team in back-to-back years? Because we beat all the WHL champions. We beat the Quebec champions in 2018 in Regina and did the same thing this year and lose to the host team. It's killing me. Anyway, Shane Wright, this is the guy. I think he's the more consistent player. You know what? Stavkovsky, he's got the big size. He's the winger, power forward coming down the wing. But I've seen a lot of big body international players being drafted high in the first round. Buffalo Sabres, Gergensen, he's one that comes to mind. And they don't really work out. I think Shane Wright, and you don't want to go with the safe pick, Burlington kid right next door to us here in Hamilton. I think he's the guy projected. I mean, yeah, he didn't score, I think, 50 goals. I think he had 34 this year. Everyone expected a lot more. In fact, he finished second in scoring and eighth in OHL scoring. But he put up 70 assists. So I think he's the safe guy. I think you want to go with the guy down the middle. I think he's a stud. I think he's a guy that you build around. So I'd be surprised if the Habs don't pick him.
All right, well, we'll be watching it closely. Bubba, thanks for this. Next time, I'll ask you about the CEBL. Let's do it soon. Thanks for this update, my man, and enjoy the weekend.
Anytime. All right, love it. Clinton. Good to see Calgary out there. Enjoy.
Absolutely. Clint Bubba O'Neill from CHCH Television Hamilton and the Ticats podcast. When we come back, a sports update and a viewer takeover. You're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus Television Network, also live on YouTube And you can always catch the podcast wherever the podcasts are found, including Apple, Google, Stitcher, and Spotify.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services, and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right. Are you ready? It's finally time for your next adventure, and it starts at Capital Ford. Custom order the perfect new vehicle for you, or reserve one of the hundreds that's already built and on its way. Can't wait? Get into a pre-owned vehicle that's already on the lot and ready to rock. Plus, the American Export event is back and bigger than ever. We'll send your vehicle south, making you the most money for your trade. Guaranteed. Oh, and for a limited time, all name brand tires are employee priced. Only at Capital Ford Lincoln. Your adventure starts here.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. DDG. Always delivering the best fan experience. Find us at ddgregina.com.
Easy snacking all around. Something everyone can love.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep. A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
They call it Cowtown specifically this week ahead, 24 hours away from the official kickoff to the Calgary Stampede. A first for me. Kevin Costner, the parade marshal. Oh, it's just going to be fantastic, to quote John Frenzy. By the way, in hour 2, I'm going to tee this up. Brinson James is going to be with us. You have to be watching. This is about entertainment, okay? We'll get around all the other topics, NHL, CFL too. But Brinson James, he's rodeo clown / entertainer. I watched him here the other night at Cody Snyder's Bull Busted, and I said, I have never seen anything like this. He's from near Gainesville, Florida. Rodeo background and family. Hell of a story, and a showman. He's going to be with us in hour 2 right here at Bull Busted. Sports update, week 5 in the CFL kicks off tonight with Part 2 in the Battle of Alberta. The unbeaten Calgary Stampeders, who defeated the Edmonton Elks 30-23 back on June 25th at McMahon Stadium here, will try to boost their 3-0 record at Edmonton's Commonwealth Stadium, while the host Elks will be aiming to even up the provincial rivalry and improve on their 1-3 record. It is a 7 p.m. kickoff tonight on TSN. All the numbers are pointing to a Calgary win tonight, which will probably mean Edmonton will win. We're going to be there. Thank you, Elks, for hooking us up. I'm looking forward to it. Bo Bichette hit a tie-breaking homer in the 8th inning, and the Toronto Blue Jays rallied past Oakland 2-1 Wednesday to snap a 5-game skid before moving on to Seattle for a 4-game series against the Mariners, which opens tonight. The Jays' Matt Chapman homered against his former team for the second straight day. Toronto starter Jose Barrios pitched 6 strong innings, allowing 1 run on 4 hits with 6 strikeouts. That Mariners-Blue Jays series again starts tonight. It is an 8:07 first pitch mountain. Corey Kluber worked 6 scoreless innings, and the Tampa Bay Rays beat the Red Sox 7-1 Wednesday in the MLB debut of Brian Bello, the top pitching prospect in Boston's system. This sports update for Ito Japan. Delicious Japanese-inspired meals and snacks made to order with high-quality ingredients. Now, I'm probably going to have to take my glasses off here to read these comments that have come in from the viewers in this viewer takeover. But I have to apologize. I did read this one in the break, so I was ready for it. It's from Grant in Kelowna. And, yeah, I got to take these off. These are too dark. He says, "Hi, Rod and Moose. Looking forward to the draft. Canucks need defense." You're right. You're right. The Rough Riders can't overlook Ottawa. And as a Cubs fan, they're going against a pitcher that is 10-0. I think he's due for a loss. Your opinion? Problem is the Cubs can't score. I can tell you from the bottom of my heart, I have zero opinion on the Chicago Cubs pitching or lack of offense or anything else. It is all I can do to stay on top of what the Blue Jays might be doing. Just got to be real with you. John in Edmonton writes in, and he says, "Rain and thunder in Edmonton tonight, Rod. Thank you. I'll bring my rain jacket." Appreciate it for looking out for us. Ted in Red Deer regarding our last interview. Bubba, yes, what a great interview. First time I've listened to him. Fantastic. And as I said earlier, he hosts the Ticats podcast. There are a couple of breaking news items coming out of the National Hockey League today, and I thank all the viewers that have written in that Christopher Letang has signed, 6-year, $36.6 million deal with the Pittsburgh Penguins. So Letang is off the board. He was one of the top defensemen, obviously listed going into free agency, which begins July 13th. That is next week, just under a week today, I guess. And now they can go after Evgeny Malkin. I mean, the word is that Malkin's nose was out of joint, that the Penguins made it very clear to him that their priority was to sign Christopher Letang first, and they did. Basically, 6 by 6.1. Congratulations, Chris Letang. What a story he's been through. And the other one, the LA Kings hiring Manon Rhéaume as, what did you guys say, special advisor and in charge of player development? I mean, congratulations, Manon. What's she been doing? I got to look into this with regards to her hockey background. She played pro hockey, so I guess that qualifies her for a job with the Los Angeles Kings. Next hour, our pro lacrosse insider, Steven Stamp. And I'm so looking forward to Brinson James, rodeo entertainer here at Bullbustin', right after this break on Game Plus Television.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Calgary, Alberta, here they come. Welcome your Bull Riders!
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming of the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Are you ready? It's finally time for your next adventure, and it starts at Capital Ford. Custom order the perfect new vehicle for you, or reserve one of the hundreds that's already built and on its way. Can't wait? Get into a pre-owned vehicle that's already on the lot and ready to rock. Plus, the American Export event is back and bigger than ever. We'll send your vehicle south, making you the most money for your trade. Guaranteed. Oh, and for a limited time, all name brand tires are employee priced. Only at Capital Ford Lincoln. Your adventure starts here.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Are you ready? It's finally time for your next adventure, and it starts at Capital GMC. Custom order the perfect new vehicle for you, or reserve one of the hundreds that's already built and on its way. Can't wait? Get into a GM-certified pre-owned vehicle that's on our lot and ready to rock. Plus, the American Export event is back and bigger than ever. We'll send your vehicle south, making you the most money for your trade. Guaranteed. Oh, and for a limited time, all name brand tires are employee priced. Only at Capital GMC. Your adventure starts here. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services, and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
Montreal have the #1 overall pick and hosting the draft this year. What's that town going through this week?
Well, you know what, Rod? I get the sense that it's going to be a real party here this week, considering that this has been 2 years in the making to witness what happens on Thursday night when Kent Hughes or whoever announces the first overall pick, first time since Doug Wickenheiser back in the early 80s.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
Howdy, everybody. Welcome to the RP Show. It's hour 2, and we're live from Cody Snyder's Bull Bustin' on the beautiful Certina Nation Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. As you can see over my shoulder, it is day 3, and the sun has come out to play. It's episode number 794 of your favorite daytime sports and entertainment talk show. We're coming to you live on Game Plus Television across all 10 provinces and 31 U.S. states, including Florida. And we're also live streaming on YouTube. Hey, we've got to get the camera on this guy. Look at it. This guy, Brinson James. How you doing, Brinson?
Hey, man. It is beautiful. The past 2 days we've had a little bit of cloud cover, and it is,
it's a perfect day.
I'm glad to be riding some bulls today.
Yes.
I'm glad to be watching some bulls riding. Or how about that?
So I got to tell you, here's the thing. We're going to be talking rodeo for the next 20 minutes, maybe longer. It's going to go by fast. But what we've been doing today is talking about the other sports topics. And our poll question today for Capital Automall, Universal Collision Center, Capital with dealerships all across the prairies. What will you be watching and focused on tonight? The National Hockey League Draft with round 1 going in Montreal. Mm-hmm. The Canadian Football League Week 5 kickoff, which I'll be at in Edmonton, Calgary and Edmonton. The Major League Baseball or other. And we were talking about all those things. The other, in the case of Brinson James, would be rodeo. And specifically bull riding here at Cody Snyder's Bull Bustin'. So I got it all, the business out of the way. I watched this guy the night one. I'm like, I've never seen anything like this. I told you I come from a rodeo family. You must hear this all the time. There's nothing like you, man.
I've been in the business my whole life, and I've seen all of them and everybody that can do it. And in high school, I was always the kid that was a little bit different. You know, I mean, I always, if everybody's wearing shorts, I had pants on. If no one wore a hat, I had a hat. You know, and that was my little thing. I like to be a little bit different. So that's my main goal is out here is to be different from everybody else. If it's good or not, I'm just trying to be different.
Well, and I yelled at you the other night. You were on the rail, and I said, "What's your Instagram?" And you turned, and you had it like a name bar across the back of your shirt, Brinson. And I was trying to pick out your accent, Florida.
It's a hard one to pick out, ain't it?
It is very hard.
Yeah.
Are you a bit of a mutt that way?
Exactly. Yeah. No. All my family's from Texas. I'm the only one that was born in Florida. So I'm got a little bit of Texas, got a little bit of Florida. You know, I got family all over the place. But yeah, no, Florida it's a weird one because we got a bunch of Yankees from all over the place that come down and you pick up a little bit of everything.
So. Tell the folks what you're all about, because a very good friend of our family's, Lee Bellows, I don't even think he likes being called a clown. Barrel man is what he would prefer.
For sure. Yeah. No. So our the rodeo clown, barrel man, entertainer, it was all one job back in the day. You had to be a bullfighter and you had to be funny. You know, and my dad, he did that. My dad is a rodeo clown. He fought bulls for 12 years before he became a full-time a clown and entertainer. And then he had me, and we were a clown team all growing up. And right about then when he had me, the job of the rodeo clown really started to split and became the athletes of your bullfighters, and then your entertainers that could be funny and keep the crowd entertained and stuff like that. So, and that was, you know, my dad really pushed me into the funny and comedy and entertaining side, even though the bullfighting side was really fun. I've tried it a little bit, but you don't make near as much money than over here on the entertaining side.
Is that right? Hey?
Which is crazy. These bullfighters are risking their lives for 40 bulls a night, and they're getting half of what I'm getting. So it's crazy. It's crazy.
Well, and I don't want to tell your story. I brought you on to tell for you to tell your story, but I just want to say I've been going to rodeos for 40 years, watching my brother, because he's a competitive steer wrestler, team roper, and rode a bull once to qualify for the All-Around Cowboy Award, which he won, I believe. But my jaw was on the dirt here the other night with you, because I'm like, I have never seen anything like this, and I'm sitting there trying to think, you probably can't get into a arena of bulls without some sort of certification or experience. You could die.
Oh yeah, no, this is the most wild and crazy event ever on the planet.
Yeah.
And it definitely helps that, you know, I was born into the business. I was born in Florida, but then we lived on the road. My mom and dad and I lived in a big kind of like NASCAR trailer, a big 40-foot trailer, and we lived on the road rodeoing for a living. We didn't have a house, and so we traveled all over the United States and up into Canada, and that was what we did. And I started in the arena when I was 2 years old, singing the national anthem across the country. I sang the national anthem in the LA Forum when I was 3 years old. And so I've been in the arena watching it, being a fan and being a part of the rodeo my whole life. And that's what dang sure helps out here, is I can see when something's going to go wrong. I can kind of see when everything's going right, and I know when to get the heck out of the way. Because these bulls, I mean, these things are absolutely insane. We got our protection athletes that are our bullfighters here, and I mean, hats off to them, because they're out there right in front of them, the most dangerous bulls in the planet, and they do it every day and make it look easy.
Well, that's why I appreciate the professionalism, and I'm checking the time because I know this is going to run away from us. And you got time for 2 segments? Can you stay 40 minutes? Okay, great.
I'm good until 7:30 when the show starts tonight. Okay, we're good.
Well, the second I laid eyes on this, and the people that are watching that get it will get this, I just noticed the light of you. You shine it. And you told me in the lobby of the hotel the other day that the Calgary Stampede, is this the granddaddy of them all, or is that?
It's the biggest of big. I mean, It says it up there on the top of the grandstands, greatest outdoor show on earth, and I believe that to the core. It is from the production side to the cowboy side to the grandstands in itself. It is the biggest and the nicest of the nice.
So, do you feel like you made it this week? This is your first, right?
It is. So, I was an awesome partnership with Flint Rasmussen the past couple years. He is the legend of the best as well. And he had it for 18 years, and so they've kind of passed the torch on to me this year, and I've stepped up into his position, and it's going to be it's amazing, and I'm blessed to be a part of it. And we had our first little run rehearsal this morning. Show starts tomorrow for the very first one, and there's 37,000 people sitting in the stands watching you. It's a little bit different than your backwoods little bull riding.
Right. So I got a little bit of shivers yesterday driving in downtown Calgary, seeing the backside of that stadium that said GMC Stadium. That sign that went up is new, from what I can tell, because I've been driving around here for months. So I got a little, well, you can't be stage fright, I wouldn't think, in your role.
It's, for me, I was talking to somebody about it the other day, is I've been in the arena so much my whole life, is I'm more nervous from my day-to-day stuff, from 10 o'clock in the morning, because I like to wake up a little late, 10 o'clock till 7, that's when most of my nerves come on. And then once the show starts and it's 8 o'clock and we're having a good time like here at the Bull Bustin', that's when I feel most comfortable. So, yes, it is totally different. The very first time when I sat there at the Calgary Stampede and a bucking horse went out in the arena and the cowboy fell off and 30,000 people went, ooh, it makes your bones shake. So, I mean, it's definitely a little bit nerve-wracking stepping up on the stage right in front of them. But after I get that first performance out of the way, it's going to be gravy for the rest of the time.
Of course, yeah. So you're going to kill it. That's the whole thing. It's the anxiety leading up to it.
100%.
Once you're in there, that's home.
Yes, sir.
Right? And if anybody has questions for Brinson, because obviously I can go all day. So I don't want to hog him. Right? If you 902-518-3033 is the text line to reach us here at Cody Snyder's Bull Bustin'. 902-518-3033. Tell the folks where you are hanging your hat now.
So I'm from Florida. We live right in Micanopy, Florida, a little bitty small town, north central Florida. My mom owns a little restaurant right there, and on my time off, I hang out there, help her out. It's a little ice cream and coffee shop right there in Micanopy, Florida. And I'm everywhere. This summer is one of the most busiest summers I've ever been. Actually, this is I'm kind of starting the middle of, or 18 days in a row performing. I've never done that before. I was at 4th of July. I was in Oregon, come up here to the Bull Bustin' immediately, starting on the 5th, and then going straight on into Calgary. After that, goes on into Kelowna for a Wednesday night bull riding, and then come back to Czar Lake. Never been there before. Heard it's going to be an awesome show. Mm-hmm. But then on till go back home, immediately go to New York, Pennsylvania, Texas, Pennsylvania again, Oklahoma, and then all the way over to the eastern side, Quebec, for the largest rodeo on the East Coast, in Saint Tite, Quebec, and it's middle to end of September. Then come on back home. So it's I have about every day planned from here till maybe November.
Yeah, well, that's a nice feeling. Right?
Definitely. Yeah, no, it's a good to be back. It's this is going to be the first performance of the Calgary Stampede with no restrictions. And so after COVID, so we're glad to be back, and it's going to be, one of the biggest, we're hoping.
You can follow on Instagram, by the way, at Brinson James, or Facebook, Brinson the Entertainer. And I still don't think you've answered the question. I must not have worded it properly. You are different than anybody I've ever seen. So explain how you do that.
For sure. So a lot of people love to just kind of mimic and kind of bring some older routines and kind of bring some new light to some older things that have been done before in the rodeo business. And like I said, I like to be I'm dang sure not going to do something that somebody else has done. And that started with my look, and I wanted to look different than everybody else. A lot of people are, the traditional rodeo clown had the big baggy pants like my father did, still does, with the full clown makeup of covering up your whole face. And I've changed that up with I first went to golf pants, and golf pants with a tucked in with a nice belt, collared shirt. And then now I kind of switch it up. I have a full bore who makes my all these outfits for me that are just wild and crazy. But they have the collared shirt, long pants, shirt tucked in, and actually we went to no makeup. So and there's not many people that have been kind of doing that, because I'm not really the clown no more. We're the hype man. We're the entertainer. We're here to bring the the energy to the show, and that's my thing too. Is instead of telling a corny old joke, I would rather be dancing and get these people ready to cheer their loudest for maybe a 90 or 95 point bull ride.
And that's the heart of it. is we've all been to rodeos, and it's the barrel man standing there having a conversation with the announcer while the rodeo's going on, and that's not you.
Well, I'm a super fan. I'm a super fan of bull riding, super fan of rodeo, and I have the best seat in the house. I'm right there in the middle of it, and so one of these bull riders told me before, hey man, when you get these people screaming, it feels like I could ride anything. And so I took that to heart, and so that was my goal. Is I want these people to be so intrigued and so playing along and feel like they're such a part of the show that they're going to scream, clap their hands, and help these bull riders get the most points they can. And so that's my biggest goal, is just to get these people moving.
If you just turn your television set on, Brinson, the entertainer, is with us. He is entertaining here at Cody Snyder's Bull Bustin', but he'll be doing the same thing at the Calgary Stampede beginning this weekend, the greatest outdoor show on earth. Now, explain to the viewers, please, what you did to me before we went on air, how this was a bit of a slow going, this Calgary crowd on Tuesday night.
For sure. Yeah, no, this is a totally different type of event here at the Bull Bustin'. The Cody Snyder has put together, and it's only because we have a bunch of businesses coming out. Everybody's here to visit with their coworkers, drink beer, have some fun, and they're not really just 100% into the show yet, and they've never had somebody out here in front of them asking them to play a part of the show like I am. And so everybody is just kind of laid back, drinking beer, double fisting, and just kind of observing the show, just like you said. And so we had to come at it with a little bit different. I had to come out with maybe a little different attitude. Had to kind of get these people drinking a little bit more, and so we came at it a little bit different. And we got the people partying. Yeah, no, it took, the first day was a little bit slow. Second day, people were catching on. By the short round, the last 10 bulls last night, we had people doing the wave, arms up in the air, having a good time. And by tonight, it just gets better and better as the week goes on. And me and Joe, the announcer, this is the very first time we've ever got to work together. And we're clicking. After the second performance, we're really getting to know each other, really getting to our vibes together. Ted Stoven on the music is a Calgary native, and he is killing it right now. He's hot and getting the people moving too. So the team is all back together. The team is jiving, and we just keeps getting better every day here at the Bull Bustin'.
You guys could be quite the tandem moving forward. But I could also tell night one you hadn't worked before, and I think all the people here were like me. They're like, what is going on with this guy? You know what I mean? Because when you run up and down the rails, Brinson, and by the way, folks, I've hogged all my questions, but yours, there are a lot have come in, so we'll get to that next segment. But you almost fall off the rails like every time.
Well, and the biggest thing for me is you got to get the people's attention. You got to, from standing out in the arena, of course, you're kind of out there in front of them, but to get up on top of the fence, up on top of the speaker, get up in the crowd with the people, they can't help but look at you and pay attention then.
Oh, there's no way they could ignore you.
They cannot. So that's my deal is when I want your attention, I'm going to do something to get it. If it's baby fall off the fence, if it's a backflip off the top of the buck and shoots, if it's dancing and shaking my butt right there in the middle of the arena, I'm going to get your attention, and then we're going to turn that into some high screaming and getting ready for the bull riding.
Do you have a dance or acrobatic background?
I had a trampoline. And I watch a lot of YouTube dance videos, and that's about it. Self-taught. My dad was a dancer a little bit, and his routines and stuff like that as well. And I'm always moving, always dancing. I love music, all types of music. Me and my mom are in a little bitty band together, and she plays the ukulele. I'm on the percussion, and it's so I'm always about music, always dancing, always got music going, and I love that. I love to just dance out there and have fun with the people.
Does that make you want to watch Cody Snyder's Bull Bustin' or the Calgary Stampede?
How about it?
This guy,
how about
Brinson James, which unfortunately, it's all sold out. But when you start to hear where this guy's going to be, you're going to want to come watch him. So when we come back, if you don't mind, we're going to talk injuries a little bit.
Let's do it.
We got a sports update. We have the viewers' questions, and also coming up, our lacrosse insider, Steven Stamp, and Taco Time viewer takeover. We'll be right back. You are watching on the Game Plus Television Network. We're also live streaming on YouTube right now, and you can always catch the podcast wherever the best podcasts are found, including Apple, Stitcher, and Spotify.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep. A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Are you ready? It's finally time for your next adventure, and it starts at Capital GMC. Custom order the perfect new vehicle for you, or reserve one of the hundreds that's already built and on its way. Can't wait? Get into a GM certified pre-owned vehicle that's on our lot and ready to rock. Plus, the American Export event is back and bigger than ever. We'll send your vehicle south, making you the most money for your trade. Guaranteed. Oh, and for a limited time, all name brand tires are employee priced. Only at Capital GMC. Your adventure starts here.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming of the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
You're looking at the Calgary Stampede GMC Stadium, and it all gets going this weekend. We continue to broadcast live your favorite daytime sports and entertainment talk show over here at Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. It's about, 6K from Calgary Stampede Arena, and Cody Snyder's Bull Bustin' is going on. It is night number 3 tonight. And just before we bring back Brinson the Entertainer, not really the barrel man, I guess. We'll get into that. I told him we had some good comments here. Steven's watching in North Dakota. He says, I might subscribe to the Cowboy Channel just to watch Brinson tonight. From Roger Yee, he says, I've given him a follow at Brinson the Entertainer. Woo! There you go. That's from Roger. And Roger also asks, I guess I'll get to the sports update at the end of this. He says, Rod, please ask him how the Stampede compares to PBR events in the USA. Because this is lowly old Calgary. LOL. Well, there's nothing lowly about it, and you know that, Roger. That's why you laugh. But it's a good question. How does this event and the Stampede compare to anything else?
So, of course, the Stampede it blows a lot of stuff out of the water. It is the biggest. There's tons of great events across the United States, but people they know rodeo up here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They know rodeo, and it's a great mix of longtime rodeo fans and very first-time newcomers. And that's who I love. I love the newcomers that are just here to try something new and have a little bit of fun with us, with some Western boys. And so that's it definitely is up there on the list. Of course, there's some great ones in the United States, but by far one of my favorites.
Okay, good. From the viewers, Stephen in North Dakota goes on to say, in all caps, awesome guest. Moose, can you have him on for a regular rodeo update? Maybe sponsored by Bronco Plumbing and Heating.
Love it.
And he says Brinson needs a Rock Star of the Day hat. We give our Rock Stars of the Day hats, T-shirts. I got them here, so I'll give you one if you wouldn't mind. You just take it with you wherever you want.
I'll take it.
From Todd Pinkney, he says, get Lamley's to sponsor the rodeo update every week. One thing, Brinson, I don't know if you've got off the campus here or not, but there is a belt, jeans, boots store on every corner.
For sure.
Have you noticed that?
I have. I've Ubered quite a few places around here.
Oh, you have?
Just through the past couple of days, just run into a couple meetings and stuff like that. And yes, that's the favorite part about the Calgary Stampede is you go into every business and they got a white cowboy hat on. And that's what makes the Calgary Stampede is the whole city and surrounding cities get into it when the rodeo's in.
And that means they're the good guy.
Yeah.
Because they're wearing the white hat.
I love it.
Okay, so I'll get to more of your questions in a moment, but back to mine. You mentioned your outfit. And go follow Brinson because your Instagram page and Facebook's full of all your colorful outfits.
Yeah.
It looks like a Lululemon type stretchy. What is it that you're wearing?
It's kind of that jersey type. It's very breathable. I work a lot of events, summertime where, it's very hot and stuff like that. Live Full Bore is where I get all my stuff. They really create whatever you want. And we work together, and they're great friends of ours. Ryan Bonnet with Full Bore is a great guy, and he's definitely stepped my game up. Just because before every performance, I say, you look good, you feel good, you perform good.
That is a fact.
That's how I feel. And when you look good, you perform good, and then that's why you got to go with the good stuff.
So, I don't want to get too personal, but you've been doing this 10 years.
Professionally by myself, kind of hitting the big ones. Me and my dad were a clown team all growing up, but then he had a bad accident when I was 18, and it really it sucks, but kind of rocket shot my career up just to show people that I could work without him.
Yeah.
And so I've been working with the PBR here since I was about 17, 18 years old.
So the reason I say that is you're no different than the bull riders. It's not if you get hurt. It's when and how bad, as they say. And you do have a scar here. Was that from in the arena or something else?
That was running around on the concrete when I was little. And,
okay, it stuck with you.
Oh, yeah. No, so I do get in the barrel. I mean, you talked about just a minute ago how the barrel man and stuff like that. It is part of the job at some of these rodeos. Because I do not just these big bull riding events like here at the Bull Busting, but I do all types of events, from, ranch rodeo, bull riding, rodeo events, and you have to get in the barrel sometimes. So you get banged around in the barrel quite a bit. I've been really lucky. Haven't really gotten super injured at all. I try to stay away from those bulls or the bullfighters. That's their job. It's my job is to get out of the way and be funny. But I do put some acrobatic tricks into my show. Big backflips. I've been doing backflips off the top of stuff for some time now. And actually in Saskatoon this past November, I was doing a backflip off of the stage they have in the middle of the arena. It was a dark house with spotlights and couldn't see the landing and landed a little bit bad and broke my fibula on my left leg. Ooh. Then New Year's, my dumb butt decided to do another one and broke tib and fib on my right leg. And so that was how I came into the new year. Yeah, it was not good. And so that was my kind of first real, hey, you better think about your future and how long do you really want to do this? My dad is 63 years old, and he's still performing, and I want to be able to do that. I want to do this for the rest of my life. So maybe I might have to slow down a little bit on the backflips, but we're still gonna throw about maybe one or two every show.
Well, it's interesting with Stephen in North Dakota mentioning the Cowboy Channel, which my brother subscribes to, and he got me onto it. So they're televising this here live? Or do you know who's carrying what?
The Stampede will be on the Cowboy Channel.
But not the Bull Busting?
The Bull Busting, I do believe, is definitely a Facebook Live type thing. We're posting a bunch of videos, a bunch of the high rides onto Bull Busting Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that. definitely keeping everybody posted with the high rides that are going on here.
Yeah, well, I talk about following Brinson on Instagram. Go follow Bull Busted on Instagram. What they've put together for highlights has just been utterly amazing.
We have a couple guys here that are they're top videographers of Canada, and they can put together a highlight video that is amazing. So I'm sharing everything they put up on Instagram on my page. So yeah, dang sure go check out these guys and see what you're missing here at the Bull Busted.
Yeah, at Brinson James. And the one thing is, I was mentioning I came home last night from the Ferrari event. Mucky Mucks, right? I turn on the TV and the Ty Murray event is on from Texas. He's kind of got the Cody Snyder thing going on down there. And the wonderful thing about bull riding is it's almost like no two rides are the same. You know what I mean? Like,
for sure.
Always exciting.
It's 100%. No, you're working with live animals, and you never know what's going to happen. I mean, you never know what's going to happen. You can guess. But that's one of the big reasons why entertainers are a must at these events now, is because you never know if a bull was going to lay down, if something is going to break, in the metal of the back pins or the bucking chutes. And so you need that kind of a guy that can buffer and keep that crowd entertained if something kind of goes down behind the scenes. And so so that's my kind of thing, is to see those little things maybe starting to happen and then hop in there and get those people dancing. Let's have a little sing along. Let's do something a little bit entertaining while something they fix the background.
Yeah, and what's your cue to start entertaining people, and what are your go-tos? I saw a few the other night, but tell the viewers if you don't mind.
For sure, yeah. No, like I said, I'm a big crowd participation guy. So at the Bull Busting here, it's a little different. Everybody's got a beer in your hand, so everybody put your beer up in the air. Let's all have some fun. That's a good one to go to here. But most of the time, I love to get the people singing. I love to get people. We have a Sweet Caroline.
Noticed that the other day. Yeah.
They sang that so good the other day, and we tried a new one just the other day. It was Four Non-Blondes, What's Up? Okay. And it worked. It worked. These party people were singing it. So yeah, it's a team effort between me, the announcer, and the sound guy, just to have a little bit of fun.
Well, I'm going through the texts from the viewers, and I'll get to more of that in a moment. I think, were you singing "Living on a Prayer"?
Yep.
That's what
we call it "Lemon or Pear," but yeah.
Well, on the other, I got to be honest. Look, most of our viewers, it's 2022. We can get the data. Most of them are in Alberta, and then Saskatchewan. I think 20% are in America. But I don't think they'll be surprised to learn that. They won't be surprised that everybody had a beer in their hand. I'm surprised that Americans wouldn't each have a beer in their hand.
Oh, 100%.
Is that a different, or is it the same?
No, it's the same. I mean, it's definitely the same. As for living in the United States, coming up here to Canada and visiting, y'all like to have some fun up here, okay? Y'all like to have the banquets rolling, and that's I'm all for it, okay? The more partying we can have fun outside the arena, the more partying that's going to happen inside the arena.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
I mean, definitely. And we're to have the beautiful backdrop of the Great Casino and the event center right here with a beautiful band and a DJ after every night. It's a dang sure great setting for a good time.
Have you dabbled in the cabaret?
I did a little dabble. Yes, I did a little dabble last night.
Good for you.
Maybe I hit up the dance floor just a little bit. But yeah, no, definitely tomorrow night will be a good one as well. It's great people here. I love to hang out with our sponsors, because a lot of the sponsors are in there at the after party, and we went over there yesterday and got to hang out with North River people that are the ones that sponsor me and brought me up here, and it's really great people around.
Well, you may or may not, but you don't know this, but I'm 7 years sober, and so I'm taking things very slowly. First Stampede, and I went into the cabaret last night, did a lap, and I had people like jumping on me, and I'm like,
yep,
I don't think I'm going to be long for this, but that's why I went in slowly. The band, longtime friends of mine, Foxworthy, just met the DJ Joanna yesterday, so it's kind of nice. So everybody's pulling together to create what you're telling me is the greatest PBR event?
Yes, this is. It's won it before, and it'll definitely win it again for the #1 PBR in Canada. Is this one right here? Cody Snyder has put together, and it's because he brings in the best of the best. He has the best bleachers, the best staff around, and his staff is his family, his wife, his 2 daughters, and it makes it. I mean, as soon as I showed up, they had a Bull Bustin' hoodie for me. They all gave me a big hug and just welcomed me to be my very first time here at the Bull Bustin', and I can't wait to just get it going again and have another show.
I knew this was going to be great, and we only got about 4 minutes left. I'll try to make it quick. Guy texted me the other day, and he said, how's Cody? Because I just met Cody Snyder this week. He said, is he still cocky? And I said, well, he's been unreal to meet. But you're telling me if you're a bull rider, you got to be.
You got to be. I mean, no, that's that. If in that locker room out there, there's so much testosterone floating around, it stinks. But I mean, you got to be a little bit. And he knows the sport of bull riding, so he's one of the best guys ever to produce a rodeo like this, or I mean a bull riding like this, because he's known it, he's in it, he's been there, and he's actually right in front of the buck chutes all night, helping these bull riders, each one of them, have the best ride they can.
And he's also sweeping the grounds. He's setting up rails.
Just seen him.
And he's stopping here in the morning going, you got everything you need?
Yeah,
he's that kind of guy.
And that's the commitment too, and that's what I thank him for really bringing me a part of it, because I love this thing. Yeah, I love this place.
Randy in Winnipeg wants to know, what safety equipment does Brinson wear, Rod? I didn't see any on you.
Sunglasses.
How about that?
That's about like my workout plan. It's not that much. No, I wear a little. I get my ankles taped nowadays. I'm getting a little older, I'm 28. I'm almost 30, and so I get my ankles taped now after those 2 little injuries I've had. So after that, that's about it. The bullfighters, they're fully padded up. I get ready with them every day, and so they definitely have way more than me. But I keep it easy.
Well, there's more questions that unfortunately we don't have time for. But I was checking you out, and you were right in front of me, right? And I was like, I don't see any, because the hockey girdle, as they call it, that's what a lot of bullfighters, the bullfighters wear them, don't they?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, they have a big chest protector on both sides, and a lot of them wear the hockey girdle down on the bottom, or a football kind of.
And I saw they were wearing soccer cleats or basketball cleats.
Yeah, definitely. All of them also too get their ankles taped up and everything. We have sports medicine here that are super awesome and help out with all the bull riders, all the bullfighters, and get them everything they need. And those guys are crazy. They only have a little bit of padding. I mean, trust me, it's not like they're all padded up. They got maybe just a little bit of plastic in between them, and they're still jumping on these crazy bulls' heads. So it's amazing.
Sure. And the viewers, which I consider are my friends, will not be surprised that I was like literally looking you up and down, going, your clothes were tight enough that there's no way you could fit anything under that.
For sure. Yeah. No. So. It's for me, there's no reason for me to wear pads, because I am not getting anywhere close to those bulls.
But you never know, though. You must have gotten.
I have. No. So we've had a couple incidents where before we have a shark tank that I'm sure y'all seen this arena here. So that
no, they haven't seen it. Tell them what it is.
So we call it the shark tank, and it's we put sponsors or some people win the seats inside this little metal container pretty much a shark cage like that would go in the ocean in the middle of the arena, and they can get right up in the action, and so the bull can come really right up close to them. They can almost touch and graze that cage, and so we've had some pretty close incidents with me and not be able to get up there or getting around close there, or you're in there in the mix with some beasts. So you got to be careful.
Brinson, thanks for all you do. May God keep you safe, and keep in touch. If you're back in Florida in November, I'll be there.
Yes,
we'll
awesome.
meet up.
We'll meet up for sure.
All right,
Thank
Brinson,
you so much.
the entertainer. When we come back, Steven Stamp, and then Taco Time Viewer Takeover. We're live from Cody Snyder's Bull Bustin' at Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. You're watching on Game Plus TV, YouTube Live, and 24-hour sports radio streaming now at rodpeterson.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Easy snacking all around. Something everyone can love.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services, and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep.
A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Calgary, Alberta, here they come. Welcome your Bull Riders!
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. DDG. Always delivering the best fan experience. Find us at ddgregina.com.
Are you ready? It's finally time for your next adventure, and it starts at Capital GMC. Custom order the perfect new vehicle for you, or reserve one of the hundreds that's already built and on its way. Can't wait? Get into a GM certified pre-owned vehicle that's on our lot and ready to rock. Plus, the American Export event is back and bigger than ever. We'll send your vehicle south, making you the most money for your trade. Guaranteed. Oh, and for a limited time, all name brand tires are employee priced. Only at Capital GMC. Your adventure starts here.
Is it time to take your event online? Bring it to IKS Live. We've got a fully customized virtual event platform with remote guest support for your next fundraiser, talk show, conference, performance, and more. IKS Live offers live streaming to Facebook Live and YouTube and pre-recorded capabilities, both in our studio with green screen available and on location with pre-production and post-production services. Visit us at ikslive.ca.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
Calgary Stampede, the place to be, the greatest outdoor show on earth. Gets going this weekend. By the way, before we bring in Steven Stamp, our lacrosse insider, a sports update. Moves are already happening around the NHL several hours before the draft begins tonight, with the reigning Stanley Cup winners making a move to shore up their goaltending situation, and a recent back-to-back champion ensuring a long-time defenseman was sticking around. The Cup-winning Colorado Avalanche this morning acquired goalie Alexander Georgiev from the New York Rangers for 3 draft picks, and the Pittsburgh Penguins also signed veteran defenseman Chris Letang to a $36.6 million 6-year contract. In that Georgiev deal for Colorado, they gave up 3rd and 5th round picks this year and a 3rd rounder next year. Meanwhile, there is legitimate uncertainty about who the number 1 pick of the NHL entry draft will be. For the first time in almost a decade, the draft goes tonight at the Centre Bell in Montreal. The Habs own the number 1 selection. They've been considering Canadian center Shane Wright, Slovak winner Juraj Slafkovský, and American center Logan Cooley. I'm sure they know. They just haven't told anybody else. And the Blue Jays open up a 4-game weekend series at Seattle tonight. This sports update for Ballers Rec Room, your official home of Slow Pitch, open Wednesday to Sunday for the Tap Brewhouse and Drive-Thru Liquor Store, and for Red Bull Canada. Red Bull gives you wings. There is a lot going on in the lacrosse world, and for that we bring in Steven Stamp. And I love it, Stamper, from Lacrosse Link, because there is no off-season. That's what you need to do, right, in this crowded sporting landscape now. I don't know where you want to start. Maybe with not the rumors, the real stuff. We're going to start to find out who the Las Vegas Desert Dogs are here almost any time.
Yeah, the picks have to be in within, the picks are actually in, I think, to the league, but they're going to start announcing them in a few hours. So Vegas gets to pick 1 player from each of the 14 existing teams. The protected lists are in, the mock drafts are out. We'll see what happens. They're going to get to pick a bunch of young players. Sean Williams is the head coach of GM. So it's going to be fascinating to see how that plays out. It's a very different scenario than when we had 2 teams coming in at a time. You actually had a draft going back and forth here. Just Vegas, so it's like Panther City last year. They pick the player they want from each. But the thing that we will see, we saw last year with Panther City, or the year before, yes, is the deals that are made. You're talking about the NHL draft. There are already some deals in place. The NLL expansion draft, there are usually some trades that are announced as soon as the picks are made. Some of the players going back to the teams giving up players to get their guys back, or teams will send someone to not pick one player and take someone else. So it's going to be fascinating to see how that all plays out.
Yeah, no kidding. And I got to speak. You are my lacrosse insider, so tell me this: what are the players saying? I've seen the protected list, but it didn't mean a whole lot to me other than the rush. Is this a preferred destination? Are the players saying to their GM, "Leave me unprotected, I'm good"? What are the players saying about this?
I don't know that they're actually saying leave me unprotected, but I know a lot of guys don't mind the idea of going to Vegas. A lot of people really enjoy the town, are intrigued by the idea of going there. The team, obviously, San Diego played an exhibition or a regular season game there a couple of years ago, and it was very well thought of. So yeah, I think there are guys who aren't going to mind winding up in Vegas. I don't think people like to leave their team if they feel like they've got a good thing going. There's a lot of interest around the league. One interesting point to me is, you look back a few years when, say, Philadelphia and San Diego came in, and they were picking, every team got to protect the 11 or 12 players. They were picking from the players after about 100 were protected, because there were 9 teams, right? Now with 14 teams, there's 156 players protected from this draft. They're starting well down the list of players, so it gets trickier as the league gets bigger, as more players are protected. So they really have to do their homework. I think they're going to make one core pick, Landon Kells, the goalie from Calgary, the backup, the young, very talented young goalie. Looking at Saskatchewan, I think the key possibilities are Jordy Jones-Smith, the defender who's really established himself as a solid D guy, or Josh Courier, a veteran. I think if he's fully healthy, he's going to be a 30-goal scorer again. So that's a way to boost the offense and get some leadership. But there are a lot of questions.
Craig in Calgary, Craig Drebbett, says the NLL is going to be amazing next season. I think Las Vegas is going to have a strong team, and I think we'd all agree the NLL is amazing every season. But also for the next crop of NLL stars. The World Juniors going in Winnipeg, I guess next month already. It's creeping up on a stamper. What can you tell? The World Junior Lacrosse Championships in Winnipeg, what can you tell us about it?
It's a month from tomorrow, August 8th to 14th. It's going to be so great. We're back in Winnipeg. We were there last year, and it was just Canada East, Canada West. There were still COVID issues. We didn't have any fans in the building. But this year, we've got 6 teams back. We got Canada, the Haudenosaunee, U.S., Australia, Israel, and Poland, who are all taking part in 2019. Tickets go on sale starting next Monday. It's going to be so great to have fans. I'd love to see that arena packed and really get the atmosphere. There was some great lacrosse. Some really good things happened last year, but it's always better when you get the fans in, right? So I think that'll be very cool. Rosters being accumulated. Australia announced some of their players a little while ago, so the excitement is building, and it should be great getting 6 teams back. And look into ticket packages on the World Juniors site starting on Monday.
What is that website, by the way? Because people are just kind of going, now, wait, what did he say? It's Winnipeg. It's right. The World Junior Lacrosse. Where can they get all the information?
Right. It is World Juniors. You know what? It's funny because it auto-populates for me, of course. I'm going to throw my glasses on.
Google it. Google it.
It's just World
It's
Juniors Lacrosse Championship.com.
Yeah, exactly. And lastly, I don't mind rumors. I don't mind fake news. Your email got me interested in what you'd like to talk about, what you're hearing out there. So what's the latest buzz in NLL expansion?
So the big thing, and this is a long-term look, but Cody Jansen, who's the play-by-play guy for the Saskatchewan Rush in town there, tweeted out that Regina Exhibition Association is seeking $130 million stadium complex community to basically with the idea of getting an NLL expansion team in Regina. What a rivalry that would be with the Rush based in Saskatoon. Now, they're looking 8 to 10 years down the road because, you got to go through all the permitting and they get the approvals, get the land prepared. You got to build the arena. So it's not like it's happening right away. But, you talk about how exciting the NLL is, and I think it shows the appeal that is having for folks when Regina is saying, we want some of that. We want to get in and be part of this down the road.
The last I talked to the NLL expansion committee about Regina, they told me this was not a market they were looking at, but that was 4, 5, 6 years ago, and I understand things change. So, Stamper, thanks for this. I appreciate it, and we'll get you on again to talk about the new look Desert Dogs and all the rest.
Sounds good. Great talking to you, RP.
Our NLL insider, Steven Stamp from Lacrosse Link. The Moose will rejoin us for one final segment. We'll look ahead to tonight's CFL game at Edmonton, which we'll be at. Round 1 of the NHL Draft. Whatever you'd like to talk about, fires your text now, 902-518-3033, from wherever you're watching from across North America on Game Plus TV or YouTube. And we'll be right back. You can also catch the podcast wherever you enjoy your podcasts, including Amazon, Google, Apple, Stitcher, and Spotify.
Have you subscribed to The Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right. Are you ready? It's finally time for your next adventure, and it starts at Capital GMC. Custom order the perfect new vehicle for you, or reserve one of the hundreds that's already built and on its way. Can't wait? Get into a GM certified pre-owned vehicle that's on our lot and ready to rock. Plus, the American Export event is back and bigger than ever. We'll send your vehicle south, making you the most money for your trade. Guaranteed. Oh, and for a limited time, all name brand tires are employee priced. Only at Capital GMC. Your adventure starts here.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com. Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Business owners and marketers, Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
Cowtown, and it is Taco Time viewer takeover. For the love of burritos, it's buy one, get one half off at Taco Time. And I just realized where we're going for Lupper. Moose DuPont. That's the combo of lunch and supper. You know, that's a name. Have you ever heard that before?
Yeah.
You have? I thought I came up with that on my own.
You might have, but I might have heard it from you.
Taco Time. Lupper. Buy one, get one half off at any one of the 120-plus Taco Time locations across Canada today. How are you doing, man?
Good.
Clearly good. If we had the full camera shot, he's got shorts on, no shoes. Not like I'm a whole lot different.
No, but getting some sun. It's pretty great out here.
The sun has come out to play.
Yeah.
It's burnt off the mosquitoes.
Yeah.
And I'll be thinking a long time about my interview with Brinson James. I just love that guy. What a cool guy, man.
Oh, so cool.
Rodeo entertainer, barrel man, clown, even though he doesn't use a barrel. It was great. Now, I said Taco Time viewer takeover. Jeff the Stamps fan has written in.
Okay.
And he says, "Hi, Rod. I haven't been available to watch for the last few weeks, but I wanted to say, hit him again, ye men of Calgary. Go Stamps." They're at Edmonton tonight. I'm very much looking forward to the game. Serena said to me today, "Why are you going to Edmonton?" I said, "Why not? It's live pro football. Why not? I want to be there."
You don't need any other reason than that, you know? My first question was, why do you want to go to Edmonton too when you suggested it? But you know what? Because you want to go. If you want to go to the game, go to the game.
Was it my idea?
Of course.
I can't remember whose idea it was.
Of course.
So, you know, it's been when's the last time you've been at a game in Edmonton?
It's been a while. It's probably been 3 or 4 years since I've been at a football game in Edmonton. So, I mean, a CFL game in Edmonton. I've been Alberta Golden Bears, but that's not quite the same thing. So I'm really looking forward to it tonight, too, actually. I just hope the thunderstorms stay away.
The poll question today is, what will you be following the most tonight? And on Twitter, winning by a nose is the NHL Draft. I'm talking 49% saying NHL Draft, 48% saying the CFL game, and then the Major League Baseball has a smidgen, and then other. And so it's Canada. That's what everybody cares the most about, NHL and CFL, particularly this time of year.
Yeah.
Ryan, this isn't really the great breaking news I'd like to pass along, but Ryan McCarthy in Saratoga, New York, says the great actor James Caan passed away yesterday. Some of his best movies, The Godfather, Brian's Song, Rollerball, Misery, and Elf. He didn't mention my favorite, Honeymoon in Vegas, and the series Vegas, which was shot in a hotel, I believe, in Las Vegas. James Caan, you'd remember when he said that?
Yeah.
So that's unfortunate. We don't like to lose good actors like that. People are writing in with the breaking news on the Avalanche trade. There's a whole heck of a lot going on, Moose. That's what I know. Even in the dog days of summer.
There is, and you look at tonight in the NHL Draft, what makes it really exciting is that, and I don't think every team has a first-round pick. I'd have to go back through the list to see who doesn't. But every team that's drafting tonight and their fan base is sitting there thinking, we have an opportunity tonight to draft somebody who can change our franchise. You're going to draft a potential top-line player. That's what you're hoping. And it doesn't always pan out. Most of the picks, don't pan out into superstars. But that's the excitement around it, is we're going to get somebody new just out of the draft and plug them into our top line, and our team's going to be better.
On that, and in a moment, Ryan in Toronto's watching. He says, the show went by so fast today. Enjoy the game tonight. I'll be following along on TV. Yeah, look for us, because I have no idea where we'll be. I'm going to be honest. I've said it before. I guess we'll be tuned in and probably listening to the NHL Draft on NHL radio, I would think, as we drive up to Edmonton, and that's cool. I'm kind of checking out on the fake news. Somebody wrote in here and said that Kevin Weeks, the sexiest new insider in the NHL, has reported that Marc-Andre Fleury signed a one-year deal with Minnesota. Quickly shot down by Darren Dreger on Twitter. So I understand that certain fans want to get all hot and bothered and horny about this and chase their tail. I'm just not here for it. Free agency opens on July 13th, or let the teams announce their news like Letang today. I guess as a Marc-Andre Fleury fan, I would be popping champagne corks for 2 minutes only to hear that Dreger say, no, that's not right. What's entertaining about that?
I know. Well, there's nothing entertaining about being wrong.
No.
About having wrong news out there. There is the entertainment of, knowing that your team has signed a marquee player or is close to signing a player. I remember, how many years ago now, that I was really a bigger fan, let's say the Toronto Maple Leafs than I am now. I mean, I'm still a big fan, but in this business and as you get older, you don't treat it much like a kid. I would read all the rumor sites, every single one, trying to get some glimpse that they might do something to get me excited, that they have a chance to win a cup. 99% of that stuff never panned into nothing. But it was just kind of it's like shopping through the catalog, right? You're not buying anything.
You're talking to the guy on the show that, from a CFL perspective, and as much as I could do for the Western League, I know what those guys are doing. They're trying to whip up hype, get clicks, get eyeballs.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. It's not my deal anymore. So I'm going to do what I want to do, and that's go to the CFL game tonight and follow the draft. But I go and look at I Googled mock draft 2022 NHL, and I'm like, every media outlet has video scout coordinator, a guy that's living in his mom's basement. They don't know.
I know.
You think teams are like, psst, the Habs haven't told one person who they're going to draft number 1 overall, and so who are you going to listen to? Which insider is going to tell you who they're going to take? Because nobody knows.
Nobody knows. It hasn't been leaked.
No.
Which is insane, but it's also exciting.
Who has more fun than us?
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. Oh, no. I like it. Beautiful. Hell yes. Done deal. How about that? Bob's your uncle. Sold. Right on.